They say, your life changes when your thinking changes. But can a beggar who has nothing? Let me tell you a story that might just change how you see your own life. Hi friends, welcome to the Past Story YouTube channel. I am with you, Muhammad Abu Musa. Today I will tell you a new story. So without further delay, let's start the story. In a small dusty town near an old temple gate, there sat a beggar named Ramu. Every morning he would spread out his torn mat, hold an old tin bowl and wait for coins. People passed by. Some gave, most didn't. And every evening, Ramu counted his coins. Never enough for a proper meal, but just enough to survive another day. He used to mumble, "God forgot me long ago. Maybe I was born just to suffer." Days turned into months, months into years, and nothing changed. One hot afternoon, as Ramu sat under the same banyan tree, a man in clean clothes stopped near him. He wasn't rich looking, just simple, a schoolteacher. He bought some water from a nearby shop and sat beside Ramu. The beggar looked surprised. No one had ever sat beside him before. The teacher smiled and asked, "Why do you beg every day?" Ramu replied sadly, "What else can I do? I have no family, no job, no education. This is my life." The teacher looked at him and said something that Ramu would never forget. "Your life is not bad because you are poor. You are poor because you believe this is the only life you can have." That line hit Ramu like lightning. He couldn't sleep that night. Those words kept echoing in his mind. You are poor because you believe this is the only life you can have. The next morning he sat in silence, watching the world move around him. He looked at other beggars, all sitting in the same spots day after day waiting for life to change. And for the first time he asked himself, am I waiting for change? Or am I just sitting still? A small thought crossed his mind. What if I could do something small, if something different? The next day, instead of begging, he picked up all the plastic bottles and paper cups lying near the temple. He cleaned the area and gathered them in a bag. At first, people laughed. "Look, the beggar wants to become a cleaner," they joked. But Ramu didn't stop. By evening, the place looked fresh and neat. The shopkeeper nearby noticed his effort and gave him a few rupees, not as charity but as payment. For the first time in years, Ramu earned money, not begged for it. It felt different. It felt good. Days passed. Ramu kept cleaning, collecting waste, and selling bottles to the recycling man. Soon he bought a broom, a small dustbin, and a pair of sandals. He began cleaning the temple area every morning, without anyone asking him to. People started noticing. Visitors smiled at him. Some offered food, some gave him work. A few even said, "Because of this man, our temple looks beautiful again." Months later, a local officer saw his effort and offered him a small job as a cleaner in the municipal office. When Ramu received his first real salary, he cried. Not because it was a big amount, it wasn't, but because for the first time he realized that he had changed his own story. He went back to the same banyan tree, sat down quietly, and looked at the empty mat where he used to beg. He smiled and whispered to himself, "The teacher was right. My life didn't change when people started giving me more. It changed when I started believing I could give more to life." Years later, people still remembered Ramu, not as the beggar who sat outside the temple, but as the man who turned that place into the cleanest, brightest corner of the town. Whenever someone asked him how he did it, Ramu would say, "I just stopped feeling sorry for myself and started doing whatever little I could with whatever I had." Maybe that's the secret, my friend. Life doesn't always change with luck or miracles. It changes when you do. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to take one step, in faith, not fear. If you keep saying, "I can't," your mind will find 100 reasons to agree. But if you whisper even once, "Maybe I can," your heart will start searching for ways to prove it true. So the next time life feels stuck, don't wait for someone to save you. Change your thoughts, change your attitude, because that's where every real change begins. After all, if a beggar can change his destiny with a shift in mindset, imagine what you can do. Sometimes the smallest change in thinking can open the biggest doors in life. So today ask yourself, what belief is keeping me small? And when you find it, let it go. Because the moment your mindset changes, your whole life begins to follow. I hope you liked the video. Tell us what you liked the most about the video in the comments. Like and share the video. And stay with us by subscribing to the channel. See you in the new video. Until then, everyone be well. Allah Hafiz.